Alright, let me just... Yay, I see the file. So, back in Darksiders 2 after the, well, not really all that brief, time spent last week in Satisfactory. There been kind of a light news
This has
week.
been the journey so far.
Do have something
The
to talk about,
Guardian's
but...
might, the tree was cleared of corruption, but there were still ghosts that would be heard. Absalom, will you ride once more?
Can't use that. Go this way? So yeah, kind of a slow news week. And also we're trying to make the news items longer, but also means that some like shorter items won't get put up. And there were definitely a few this week that would have been pretty short. I'm trying to remember what button. Yes. So I didn't go this way, but I don't know from here where I'm supposed to go. I forgot. Anyway, so one of them, well, yeah, I'll talk about the thing that I did cover, which was a fair bit of news from THQ Nordic, which I put all together, including one that some may find rather interesting. That was the Embracer Group. That's the company that that owns... I have already been up here, I think. Yeah. That owns THQ Nordic and Deep Silver and Coffee Stain. I think there might be one other that I'm forgetting. Purchased... They have agreed to acquire for as much as 575 million, as I recall. I'm doing that from memory. Oop. Am I able to make this? Oh, I am. Okay. They agree to purchase Saber Interactive, which they did World War Z, which is a game I have. I haven't installed it yet. I do want to, though. In a way, now might be a good time. I don't really have anything else taking up too much space. Though I did also just get a copy of No Man's Sky. That's a reasonably small game. That's actually kind of surprising to me. That's like 10 gig. There we go. Just trying to decide which way do I want to go. But yeah, so Saber Interactive, they did World War Z. They've done other games as well. That's the one that stands out in my memory. And also I was seeing some people saying that it, the Witcher 3 port for the Switch they did. Yeah, so that's time. And that's definitely interesting, kind of significant. But yeah, so they are... The upfront payment was, or will be 150 million. The deal hasn't closed yet, so it's that whole thing. But it's like, this is the plan, and it will probably be just that. But depending on if certain performance metrics are hit... Trying to figure out where the bomb is supposed to go. There can be another... That's not the button I meant. I wanted to do that. And what is this? Why would I want that? think I can pull it back out. I am unsure why I would want that down. But another like 375 million if they hit. Ah, okay. Now I see. If they hit the targets that they need to. Huh. Let's do this. So for a potential total of 575 million. Yeah, gonna be interesting to see how much comes of that. There's something nice in there. Purple, it looked like. What else was there? Oh, Biomutant. There was news on that, although that did come, not directly from THQ Nordic. It came from, the developer. They shared that, yes, we are still working on it. This game that there's been, like, no news of since August. It is still coming, which is good, because that honestly has been a game that I have been curious about. It has looked interesting. Okay. And I would definitely like to review it at some point, but, you know, it needs to come out first. But they're basically saying that, yes, it's in the final stages of development. I know how I need to do that. It's just kind of... Well, could I do it here? No. Back to that. So it's like, it is coming. Don't worry, it is coming. But, you know, I can't tell you the release date yet, although the language they used concerning the release date was that they want to make sure all of the developers feel that the release date is something they're confident they could hit, they could actually make. Which, you know, that's fair. It still is I want this game to come out already. But, wrong button. Okay. But it is, you know, that is a good goal to have. There was also the Drone Championship League coming out. That game, I feel like there was one other thing I'm just not thinking of. Oh yeah, the Desperados 3 news about the Doc McCoy, I think it is. Which I don't know the Desperados series, but it sounded like from how that was written, this is a wow, did they ever peel off a lot of health from me. Okay, and I no, not that. Not that. No. There we go. Oh, Healthline crit. Okay. I was trying to figure out what am I getting the health from? And yes, I do recognize I did give up some critical hit chance. Yeah, as I was saying with the Desperados 3, I don't know. It sounded like this is a guy that had been in previous games, but I don't know the franchise, so I can't really speak to that. I'm gonna set this back. That's a THQ Nordic, which I was able to write up, but we also got, initially it was like just as a rumor, but then it was confirmed like hours later that NVIDIA worked with CD Projekt Red to put together, it's just a special edition RTX 2080 Ti that is the RTX 2077, so it has a special shroud for its cooler that is mainly yellow, because that's a prominent color for Cyberpunk 2077. think it said it'll come with the game. It makes sense, it would. But they are only making 200 of them, and none of them will be for purchase. They will all be as part of giveaways, and it was like, you know, standard social media kind of stuff. You know, you gotta reply to a tweet or on Facebook or on Instagram and stuff like that, and you know, yeah, which not enough meat there to really write up personally, but also, I'll be honest, I don't care for things like that. Is this thing fully upgraded? No. Well, yes, it is. Yes. Because I don't do social media. Oh, that's right. Skill point. No. Here. Oh, I have this? I forgot I had this. Hello. But, yeah, I mean, it would definitely be neat for those that get them. But, yeah, if you just look up RTX 2077 at NVIDIA's site, you'll be able to find that and all the stuff for potentially winning one. Yeah, as I said, though, because of the social media stuff that I don't do or care too much about, I'm not even, you know, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna enter. I don't see the benefit to it for me. Yeah, it's funny, I am on Twitter, sort of. I do have it for OCC, but it's like just for communicating with some people if like email doesn't work, which I have had that problem before. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Ah, there we go. I think it is. Yeah, it's probably just say go forward, then you come back. Oh wait, right here. This is the way. But let's deal with this guy first. Okay, so I will need a way to destroy that first. No, I was hitting Alt, so you do that. It might be I come around that way. We'll see. Are you saying something? Sorry. It's like he started roaring, then that's when I grabbed him. What else we got? The next thing on the list is LGA 1200, which is another one of those I didn't think I could really write up, but apparently WCCF Tech got a cooler to review, and they noticed something when looking at the box. It says it supports Intel LGA 1200, which apparently there have been rumors that Intel was going to, for the 10th series, that they would introduce the LGA 1200 socket port. And I'm just left wondering, how many sockets is it that Intel has introduced since like 2017, since the launch of Ryzen with the AM4 socket? I mean, it seems like it's been a lot, which is kind of problematic, because, you know, that makes upgrading always demand a new motherboard. But didn't they, I think they need a new one when going from 7 to 8. You'll need one now for going from 9 to 10, and the 10 may not support 9 as well. I don't remember. There would have been new chipsets. for 8 to 9. I don't remember, though, if it was also new socket thing. Alright, nah. Let's go the way I'm supposed to for now. Yeah, so I like AM4. I don't use the test system that much, but I like just, yes, it gave AMD teething issues because of the whole having to do BIOS update, but for stuff, just the whole, how do you, somebody buys a B450 board and they want to drop in a 3000 series Ryzen CPU. How do they get the BIOS update on there if they don't have a AM4 CPU? Fortunately, a lot of the boards now are getting the BIOS flashing capability that doesn't require a CPU, so it has what it needs on there. But that wasn't the case for older boards, especially like 300 series, that it kind of becomes a problem. But it still is. It's great to do that, because I love the fact that right now it is the case that the B450 series can work with Ryzen 3000 no issue once they have the BIOS update, and they fill that mid-range market right now. It's like the X570 is a high-end board, and a lot of them are actual high-end boards, which is part of the reason so many are expensive. They're usually high quality with good features on them. But if that's how much you need, if you just need a $100 board that's good, you got plenty of B450s you can choose from, and they'll run. It's going to be interesting when B550 comes out, in my opinion, because how do you address the whole... How does B550 really come to compete with B450? Yeah, it may end up having PCIe 4 in there, but is that going to amount to much soon enough to really make a difference? I don't know. We'll see. Well, that was a problem. Now what I would love to see, and it's possible, would be muxers on the motherboards that would allow it to take, to bifurcate the PCIe 4 into PCIe 3. I would love to see that, because then in theory you could have a B550 board that supports PCIe 4, but will bifurcate the by 16 slot to be two by 16 3.0, which that bandwidth would work. PCIe 4 does double the bandwidth of 3, so you could do that. You could also do something like that for the NVMe. And it's just, I'm surprised there's nobody, that I haven't seen any boards. Now, I haven't been looking too deeply, but I think that would be something that would be talked about, such a setup, to just be like, hey, here's some more PCIe lanes. Because most things you don't need PCIe 4 for, so here you go, here's PCIe 3 here, in amounts that you have to look to like Threadripper for otherwise. Hey Vulcan, how you doing? I just want to wake him. Well,
come closer. See what Vulgrim has to offer. Fresh merchandise.
Don't need a respec. I don't think I'm actually allowed to sell some of that, by the way. Like the maker's key. Alright, now, next thing I got on the list. Yeah, this is kind of amusing in a very sad way. So, the RX 5700 series, and there's two things here. One I don't have the note for, but I'll still talk about it. one of the cards in it that is actually one of the more expensive cards is the Asus Strix model. Well, apparently it was noticed back at time of review by some reviewers that the performance was actually pretty poor, and a lot of people, after buying it, complained that performance was really poor. And some did investigation. I know Hardware Unboxed did. I don't doubt others did as well. It just, Hardware Unboxed I know was working on this stuff. Determined that basically Asus didn't properly in the original design, Asus says that they've updated their design so it's fixed, but they didn't properly design how the heatsink mounts to the GPU. So there wasn't enough mounting pressure, which meant that heat transfer wasn't as great. Also, I think there was something with the heatsink didn't properly connect to the VRM, so that would just overheat. Well, apparently Asus issued a statement this week basically saying that it's AMD's fault, because we were within spec for the amount of pressure on the GPU, and so the fact that, we've now done additional testing, found that we can go to a higher pressure and that solves it. But it's like, people point out, that doesn't really work though, because you should have done testing. It's like, you also, the whole, okay, more pressure on the GPU, but the whole it hanging off of the other end of the PCB doesn't really connect there. It's like you could fix that. It's like you should have done more testing to realize that this was a problem. But also people point out that then why is it only Asus and only this card that's having this problem? It's like Sapphire didn't have this issue, Power Color doesn't have this issue, MSI doesn't have this issue, Gigabyte doesn't have this issue. They may have their own issues, but they don't have that issue. So the idea that it's AMD's spec was wrong, it's like, well, it was only wrong for you, it was right for everyone else. And it's just... That's not how you handle that situation. It really, really isn't. A mea culpa response would have been far better than we were doing stuff we were supposed to, but it, apparently wasn't enough, and it's their fault for not telling us to do more. It's like, well, no, you should have just done more and admitted that we didn't find this in the initial testing. Sorry about that, things are fixing. Because it was speculation, with Hardware Unboxed at least, that if they just tested it in a test system, I can't remember what test bench, there we go, where basically the motherboard is horizontal, so the GPU is straight up, gravity pulling down on the heatsink isn't as much an issue. And by the way, that's actually also how I have my test system set up. But that's kind of a neither here nor there thing. Whoa. Okay. I'm just not seeing where am I supposed to go. Oh, there we go. Any others? Because that seems really high. Ah, here we go. But it is, it's for the GPU is up and down, is vertical there instead of how it would be for like most cases. Like my desktop, it's the GPU there is mounted where its plane is parallel with the floor instead of orthogonal, which is the case for the test system. But it's a lot easier sliding them in and out that way than it is for the desktop. Part of the reason why I wanted that specific case, the Coolmaster Q300L, is that it? I know it's a Q300 series because there were different variants of it. It's like part of the reason I wanted it so it could lie on its side like this, because it does make it easier to work on like swapping out GPU. But in that kind of situation, because gravity isn't pulling the heatsink down, the Asus cards wouldn't have shown the problem. Okay, cool. Wasn't sure if that would quite work. But another piece of news that is... It's a weird piece of news, and is also, you know, a bad piece of news to a degree. That AMD drivers have apparently... I have not experienced any of these. I'm also not on the newest drivers, or on the newest GPU. But a lot of people with the 5700 series, and apparently other GPUs as well, which that's one thing that I find interesting. And again, I've not experienced it, but I'm on still the January drivers, not the February drivers. Black screen issues. Apparently that's not limited to the Navi GPUs, the 5000 series. But also driver crashes and downclocking, where basically the GPU doesn't stay at a proper clock for 3D work. And it's getting to the point that a lot of people have been returning cards or are choosing to no longer recommend the AMD cards because of the issues. And one thing I want to say that does bother me a little bit, Hardware Unboxed said that they'll no longer recommend the cards based on these issues, but it's also they've never experienced the issues. I kind of, as somebody else that does reviews, not of hardware, but does reviews, critiques and such like that, I just find that uncomfortable, because it's like, you know, I get acknowledging it, definitely acknowledge it, but I wouldn't change my recommendation based on something I have never experienced. I would acknowledge it, you know, like, and add that as a massive qualification to a recommendation that there are these issues reported, but if I haven't experienced them, I'm not gonna change my recommendation based on that, because it's that's to me, it's like I'm the one giving the recommendation, not those other people. I need to experience it in order for it to be a basis.
Well, horseman, I've beaten death once.
But that's just how I approach it. It's also, I'm weird. I don't like in game reviews mentioning other games, even if I can't avoid it.
You still reek of hope. You couldn't have met the Chancellor.
No. Oh, I forgot about that bit of the THQ Nordic stuff. The Gothic remake is happening.
That doesn't sound like much. For ages, his tongue has dripped venom into the dead king's ears. He all but sits upon the eternal throne, demanding service. Who are you? I am the Master of Blades, and all that remains of the warrior once called Draven, from the kingdom of man. I should have passed through the world of souls long ago. But I won my freedom in the arena, only to fall beneath the dead king's whip.
Alright. Don't like the ones that you need to lock on. Oh yeah, that. I think I'm already back up. Yeah, I think I'm already back up to the top.
This was not expected.
Wasn't there? Yeah, there's two. Oh, because that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I do have issues with... So it's...
Now you feast upon the blood of your enemies.
That... Come on. I don't know what the delay is, so... Trying to figure that out is kind of annoying, but...
I cannot. Impossible.
I mean, I'm full, I already figured that out, but... No, not that. I hate these controls. They really are stupid. Where would it be? I know there is a place to review this stuff. Oh. Is this it? Looks like it's it. Yeah, isn't... Jesus. Okay. No idea. I don't like combo things like that. Anyway, they kind of get confusing. But it's also the whole... Like, what counts as a delay here? Let's not tell you. But yeah, so the Gothic remake is going to happen, which... so that was...
No one disturbs the Lord of Bones.
A rider in the kingdom
Sorry,
of
just
the
gonna let
dead?
them talk,
No,
then I'll get back to Gothic.
This will never do.
I must speak with the Lord of Bones.
That is not possible. My lord attends his realm, a burden beyond even your ken, horseman.
And what is your use? A doorstop.
There is but one way to draw him from his slumber. The Gilded Arena. Here mortals are offered a last chance to earn freedom from the grave. A boon that includes an audience with the king. Defeat the arena's champion and return here with its skull. His Majesty will grant you an audience.
And where is this arena?
Of course, we're right there now.
Fret not, horseman. We have already arrived.
Let me speak to the Lord of Bones, and I will spare your champion. And perhaps you as well, Chancellor.
You cannot slay that which is already dead. But you're welcome to try. In the arena.
Forget what I said about sparing you, doorkeeper. Tell me about the king of the dead.
His reign is eternal. His word is law. And his time is invaluable. I ensure that he need only speak with those who are worthy.
Then you must rarely see him, Chancellor.
Do take care in the arena, horseman. Should anything happen to you, I'm not sure if I could live with myself.
And I got another skill point, too. Wrong thing. Rather do that, because then this will stack more. But yeah, so it was in December, I believe, when they put out a teaser, which unfortunately never worked for me. Might have been a weird UE4 engine issue, because I experienced that with another UE4 game at the time. that didn't like the drivers. But anyway, how do I get over there most easily? Is it? Okay, yeah, it's just in December, so people could play that, and after putting enough time into it, it popped up a survey to ask, hey, what do you think, and all that. And basically, it was over 98%, I want to say, were like, yes, we want this project to be made to a full game. We want the remake. Please do this, please. So that is going to happen, and THQ Nordic is putting together a new studio in Barcelona, Spain for handling it, and yeah. So that will come to be. Look around before I talk to him. And it is interesting because I'm pretty sure Gothic was a THQ property. So it will be interesting to see if they do this with other older THQ property. I'd love to see Red Faction come back. Darksiders came back. Apparently Deep Volition is working on another Saints Row game based on certain job listings they have. It's like, it could be good. It could be good. We could have some good stuff coming.
Wares aplenty, if you have coins to spare.
How did you get here?
A merchant knows many roads. Not all of them are shared with horsemen. All new items from lands near and far.
Yeah.
A fair price.
Okay. And I got another skill point out of it too, which is pretty neat. Alright, or I want to... I'm just looking to see what all we got here. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm just going to go in here so I make sure that the save point will be in here, basically. Nope. Oh, it was on release, not on request. And I'm just thinking, was there any other news from the week? Whoa. Game crashed. Well, I guess I'm stopping now. That's fine. I was literally just gonna like go down the staircase and stop there. But I'll have to figure that out, and also hopefully I'll be able to upload because the internet isn't really working for me at the moment. Nope. I'll figure something out. I mean, either the internet is down, I can't do anything, or it's some weird software issue. Anyway, hopefully this will be up on time. I got a day, so it won't be too bad. Alright, wow, a short one at 40 minutes. Not bad. See you next time.